Alrighty, folks, we are back. And Shake, do you want to say the somewhat sad news?
Yeah, unfortunately, NYSL is clutching up there against Boston Academy. So looks like this match might not amount to much as far as playoffs concerned. But I'll tell you what, getting a victory either way, Rich, this is important for the mentals of your team.
Yeah, exactly. You want to finish off strong on your season, and unfortunately, things didn't go the way you may have wanted them to. But either way, see if you can finish off in control. In control, pun fully intended once again, folks, as I believe we have our teams mixed up. We do, so apologies on our end, as the team that is labeled in control is actually fourth space, and fourth space is actually in control. So in control, aka fourth space, just grabbed alpha, surprisingly enough, on the invasion.
Yeah, so there you go. Fourth space already 1 point down onto the B hill as well. Just for a second, you're able to deal with that if you're on the side of in control. But I mean, things not going great on the defensive side. You find yourselves down lives. You have 2 minutes to defend this B hill. But if you're fourth space, I mean, you got your feet up right now. You feel pretty good about how this control has started for you.
Yeah, exactly. You are absolutely slaying out, and it's all too ironic that the team names are flipped, because fourth space is absolutely dominating in control right now as they win the first round. Again, that's fourth space winning the first round. A bit of a flip, so apologies for the confusion, folks.
Yeah, it happens. You know, we roll through it. The players are battling. We're battling. It's all good, man. We're having a good time here. And, you know, it's unfortunate here for fourth space. You're having exactly the match you wanted, but NYSL is just keeping you from your dreams right now. And, you know, maybe let's point at this, Rich, right? This season of Elite is over, but there's still more to play. If you get this victory and you get a 3-0 coming out of it, you got to feel a little bit more confident headed into next season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it also just gives you, you know, a solid amount of footage to look back on and, you know, at least glean some information from. If you're able to, you know, gain some sort of advantage against your opponent, learn something new, some new tactics, something, you get some benefit out of it. And even still, just getting your rotations practice, your movements, your keybind, everything needs to be practiced constantly if you're trying to go pro in Call of Duty, or any video game for that matter, as In Control tries to get onto this Bravo point, but fourth space, being so good on the defense, has not allowed them to, as they just continue to light them up. Might be setting up a spawn trap, as it's a practical team wipe right there, and I think it was, as the rest of In Control tries to rotate back out from Palace. Noisy able to get set up on the tank, but quickly taken down by Prada. So they're down, but certainly not out, but it's not looking good so far for In Control.
Yeah, not looking too good for you, but you're at least able to get that B site deal with, and you know, you're not in a bad position when it comes to lives either for In Control. It's, you know, not a horrible position. Noisy able to pick up one there onto Shoxy. Cryptic, they're just trying to make their way, but it's all lighting up yellow, which is the side of fourth space in this one. And I mean, they're just looking to lock down what's honestly a little bit easier site to defend, the A site.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that alpha site is incredibly difficult to attack. So if you can secure that Bravo like you do, In Control puts themselves in a fairly decent position, gives yourself some more time to try to break through this defense from fourth space, but it is going to be incredibly difficult. There's a lot of map to cover. This alpha site is one of the reasons this map is not really all that favorited in Control. It's just so difficult to break through a defense from this Bravo location. You have to, again, rotate so far. And even when you get a kill, you have to be careful because there's going to be teammates right there to back up said player. As we see in the kill cams, you just got to slowly and steadily progress across the map and set up for a big final push towards that objective.
Yeah, you're going to get a need. You're going to need to get a full wave of kills, and you take a look at fourth space. I mean, they're locking down this whole, bottom right side of your mini map there. And, as long as they maintain these spawns and don't push out too far and let somebody sneak through, you're in a really good position. But in Control are able to dwindle down these numbers, find a couple of kills. One player left to deal with is Noisy, and he's going to deal with all of you. And all of a sudden, there's less than 20 seconds on the hill, and in Control, they're nowhere near this thing. Fourth space looking to clutch up, take a 2-0 lead in Control, and that is going to do it. And there's a 2-0 fourth space taking a dominant lead here.
Yeah, and you saw just how quickly that those pushes can collapse. I mean, we saw Prada and Cryptic very close on gas station, but Noisy going massive to protect the push. That was really the last chance that In Control had. After that, it was basically a full reset, and you just didn't have enough time to get to point, even still. So it's just really tough. And I think this is pretty much all they wrote. Fourth space firmly in control here. Took a 2-0 series lead and a 2-0 lead here. If you can win on attack and defense in Control, you can win just about anything, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, if you can lock it down here, you feel good about how your season ended in the Elite. Still battling here in Control, trying to lock down the A site. Exotic able to get a kill, find his way onto the site. Equipment's going to go out as well. Shoxy, the last player here. He is going to find Exotic on that hill. The nade able to get the trade there. Welly able to find one as well. Still not a whole bunch of map pressure. You still got a wave of these kills you have to deal with, and that's what makes this A site so difficult to deal with, is the spawns are immediate for that team defending. You gotta really get 2, almost 3 waves of kills to capture.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have successive pushes that take down multiple players, and that is just incredibly difficult, especially with how fourth space has been playing, which is just aggressive and sporadic. You see multiple players attacking from multiple sides can just cause all sorts of confusion and just be really difficult to try to predict. Granted, players have been playing this map for a very long time, so I'm sure they know all of the angles, but when you're in the heat of the moment, you may not be thinking as clearly as one might want you to. But In Control with a solid 3-piece right there, as Cryptic here is going to line them up and take them down, and a huge turnaround for In Control here as they are setting up the spawn trap.
Yeah, now you're trapped in the back palace if you're fourth space. Not exactly the position you wanted to be in, but being up 2-0, it's not really a huge issue. In Control, able to do the most on the defense, get around back in their favor. And, this is why you play the games. They're not dead yet. You play the 3 in Control, and you're able to get 1 if you can put another round. And yeah, it's the attacking side, I get it. But if you're able to get 1 back in your side, you can take this to a round number 5, and then it's anybody's game.
Yeah, exactly. If you're able to, stay alive and, force that round 5 like In Control has, it just gives you, just that motivation to try and push forward and force that game forward, like you were saying. I mean, Frosty with the 6 streak, so we have a cruise missile in play. Cryptic with the 3 and Prada with the 2. In Control should be impressing me, and I hope it impresses you. They're doing a phenomenal job, but will it be enough? They still got a big mountain to climb, Shake.
Yeah, a lot of work to do here, but seemingly doing what they need to do to get it done. But Noisy and Pro gonna fly right on through, find a couple of kills. That nade is gonna take care of Pro there. Shoxy with the Kobe on over the top, finding that one. Frosty able to find one as well onto Noisy, and now this offense is going quite well for the side of In Control. 1 tick already gone on B, and this is as good as you could hope for.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, a solid push, solid plays, and a solid bounce back, I might add. The attack is going to be a bit more difficult, but when you're leading in lives on the attack, it just sets you up for success. Especially trying to rotate from Bravo to Alpha just allows you to take a few more risks, but really in a match point type situation, you don't want to be taking too many of those, but it gives your team a bit of breathing room to try and navigate this rotation. As you secure Bravo, you get plenty of time on the clock, you got some lives left to work with, so it's going to be an interesting final few moments of this round 4.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting as you even try to make your way off of this B street. Not so easy. You are able to get a couple of kills, but now you're forced back into that back palace and try to rotate through this B street, even A as well. I mean, this defense for Space, yeah, they gave up the B point, but they're set up pretty much how they want to be right now. 3 players left up for their side. The 4th just respawned. Like I said, you got to get a lot of kills to take this A point. Still a lot of work to do for InControl.
Yeah, a ton of work as we continue this rotation. It should prove to be interesting. Again, lives are the name of the game, really, so you just got to be careful in your one-on-ones, and if you can see a player getting multiple streaks, it just gives you that much more of an edge. But lives beginning to dwindle down. You're under a minute. You got to get moving if you're in control.
Yeah, not a lot of time to deal with. And like you said, lives becoming a factor as well. And this defense locked in now for Space in the exact positions they want to be in. Shoxy in top blue trying to find anything. A pick somewhere. You do see a cruise missile fly through, but nobody falling there. For Space, I mean, this is just exactly how you wanted to go. Welly is going to fall in that back gas station. A little bit of light there for the side of InControl, but still a lot of work to do. One player in Laundry is going to take a player down. Frosty getting that trade, but gets traded out himself. In Space, they're knocking on the door of this one, but there you go. Cryptic able to find that kill. He gets a stop of the clock for his team and some progress on it.
Yeah, Exotic here rotating in, trying to catch him on the flank, but a huge 2-piece from Prada, and there's another 3-piece as InControl looking firmly in control right now. It is coming down to the wire on this one. Beautiful nade from Welly. Frosty holding on objective. Shots coming out. Frosty trying to stay alive. Gets cleared out. And Welly goes massive in the feed. And that just might do it. InControl. Falling InControl. Welly popping off. Well. I just said well too many times because Welly is indeed him. Beautiful job from 4th Space, folks, as they will take the 3-0 W to finish off their season. Welly here peeking out and getting that final kill, and a solid GG's to both squads either way, Shake.
Yeah, excellent performance here out of 4th Space. You got the W needed, but unfortunately, you still need a little help. I'm not exactly sure what happens in that NYSL series. I know they were winning, and I think they did end up clutching up in the S&D. So I'm not exactly too sure how that one's going to play out. But 4th Space, they get what they needed. They got the 3-0. Their hopes are alive just for now, Rich. It was a pleasure, man. Shout out Jordan over at 4th Space for having us on the channel. Shout out Ethan for producing, man. It was a pleasure. Rich, anything you want to say before we head out, man?
Please be sure that you're following 4th Space Esports, excuse me. My goodness, my brain is spurting out. Either way, we are all set and finished here, folks. Please stay safe, stay wonderful, stay beautiful. My name is Big Rich X. I've been joined by Shake this wonderful, wonderful evening. We hope to see you next time we're casting. Either way, have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody. Good night.